So we mentioned living a life of reality. Here's another example. I was teaching my kids the last message that we discussed, who we really are. Are we a soul or a body? You would think this lesson is something for something on a very high level. It's not. Every one of us, when we have some level of intelligence, can understand who the true self is. Rav Chaim Vital was a great Kabbalist. He explained that when the Torah discusses a human being, it's referring to the neshama, not the guf. The biggest proof is when we die, our neshama departs. It goes on for eternity. The body, as we know, is just lying there, still dead. That means the true self of us is like an astronaut. An astronaut, when he goes on the moon, he's wearing that spacesuit. Everyone understands underneath the spacesuit is a whole person. The spacesuit is just a suit. The same thing is true when it comes to our soul. Our soul has a body that's really a spacesuit. The real self is the neshama, is the soul. Here's an example I gave my children. I was speaking to my children and I said, listen, when you fight, fighting usually is between one body and another body. The soul doesn't want to fight. Your souls don't want to fight. But look, kids are going to fight. That we all know. The question is, if we could get this idea into their head, it might stop the fight. And this is a true story. I was once visiting one of my cousins. And my two boys, at that age where they're fighting. Okay, they got into a fight. One is fighting with the other. The other guy is ready to hit the other brother. And the brother turns to him and says, whatever his name is. He said, Yaakov, are you a soul or a body? Now, of course, all the listeners, the grown-ups, were a little bit shocked. It sounds like a strange statement. But then the brother thought for a second and said, I'm a soul. He got the message. He stopped for a second. Now, of course, after a few seconds, they were back fighting. But the message was there. A child can understand who the real self is. I'll give you another example. My two sons were once fighting. They were fighting over the last slice of pizza. That happens. Okay, the last frozen slice of pizza, who's going to have? So there's a younger brother and then an older brother, 2 years older. Anyway, there's one slice of pizza left. So initially, the older brother pulls the slice and says, I got it first. The other brother looks so sad. So I went over to the oldest son and I said, look, you're entitled to this slice of pizza. But I want to ask you to think the following. What do you think you're really going to have more pleasure from? Eating the slice of pizza or sharing it with your brother? Sharing comes from the soul. Eating comes from the body. And it was amazing that I had this insight from Hashem, from God, because my son said, you're right, and he shared the pizza. That's living, true reality, living like a soul.